Hi, and welcome to the 11th EPP Congress of Young Farmers podcasts, a kickoff series to one of the most influential gatherings in the EU, shaping the future of European agriculture. My name is Mariana Correia, and in each episode, I will talk with political leaders and partners who turn ideas into policy and policy into action. This is where the conversation begins and where the future of farming starts to take shape. Thank you for listening. I will start our show today by introducing my guest. He is the Director General of CropLife Europe, the organization representing the crop protection sector. He works at the intersection of innovation, sustainability, and agriculture policy, advocating for science based solutions. With years of experience in European public affairs, he is one of the leading voices pushing for a smarter, more balanced transition in European farming. Olivier Matos, thank you for coming and
Thanks for the
welcome.
invitation.
So, Olivier, before we start with the hard questions,
Okay.
just help me here to kill my curiosity. Because you were born in France, your parents are Portuguese, your wife is Italian, you live in Brussels. So, when you are invited to a friend's house, what wine do you bring?
Excellent question. So I would bring champagne for aperitivo. I would bring Italian wine for the dinner and port wine for the dessert.
That's amazing. That's amazing because I'm from Porto. I'm sorry. So it's just so I like the idea of drinking port wine in the end of the for dessert. Thank you for answering and to kill my curiosity. So let's start with one of your signature messages. You often say that farmers need a full toolbox and removing tools limit their options. Can you explain why, what you mean by that, and why that matters so much today?
So farming has evolved over the years because of climate change, also because of several um, aspects that made farming evolve. And what we are advocating for today is basically the access to a toolbox of solutions that are complementary and that work together in the integrated pest management strategies. And these solutions basically are four. We have four main solutions: the conventional pesticides, the biopesticides, the plant biotechnology, that includes new genomic techniques and GMOs, and also digital and precision agriculture. And as I said, these solutions work together. It's not one or the other. They are just fully integrated and they are complementary to each other. So this is why we're advocating for farmers to have access to a full toolbox so that they have a wide range of solutions so that they can do their job and they can be efficient with their farm.
So you have argued that sustainability and productivity must go together. What is missing for that to happen?
Um, I would start by saying it's a mindset. There's a mindset that tends to make people think that sustainability and productivity cannot go together. Instead, we actually disagree with that. We do believe that both can go together and they must go together. We have no choice today. We have challenges that we need to address, as I mentioned, and we need to make sure that both go together. A farmer can be a conventional farmer, can have a big farm, can still be sustainable. It's not only, and sometimes people just think that small farms are more sustainable than big farms. It's basically, again, as I said, it's a mindset. It's like a wrong thinking. Farmer can be sustainable. It can be productive at the same time. It actually has to be productive to be able to be sustainable. That's why they have to go together, and they should be this mindset change so that people sort of look at farming in a different way.
So that means that, well, part of that challenge has to do with Europe regulates innovation itself, right?
Yes, I mean, there is also like a thing where, when you talk about, so besides the mindset, there is also, in order for people to be productive and to be sustainable, they need to have access to innovation, and they need to have quicker access to innovation. This is one of the challenges as well. And we may come back to it later, but we have regulations that are not fostering innovation enough. And this is basically why farmers need to have access to this innovation, to these solutions that are complementary so that they have the choice. And then they can basically, according or depending on their farming model, whether it's a big farm, smaller farm, whether it's also an organic farm, they can pick the solutions they need to protect their plants and to make sure that their farm is productive.
But innovation also faces very heavy regulation. Can both coexist?
They can coexist, yes, if we have smart legislation, if we have also legislation that, as I said, fosters innovation, in the sense that we in Europe, we are basically the only region where the approach is hazard based. So we should have a bit more risk based approach to the assessment of the solutions that we're talking about as a start. And we also have like sometimes a administrative burden that is quite big. So in terms of member states, I mean, we are Europe, we are 27, so we have 27 ways, so to speak, of looking at things, and that's also can be a challenge. I think if we have a smarter legislation, something that basically sort of addresses the hurdles that we are facing today, and this is one of the objectives of the omnibus, then we will be able to promote innovation to make sure that these new solutions that are available out there are delivered to the farmers.
Mhm. And we are talking about innovation, so let's talk about what looks like on the ground for the new generation of farmers. So we often hear about precision agriculture. What concrete measures is the industry taken to ensure these technologies reach young farmers?
So first, we are promoting innovation. So I'm repeating innovation because it's something that for us is it's a core. It's at the heart of CropLife Europe and its members. One of the things actually that CropLife Europe members have decided or committed to is the investment of 10 billion euros on digital and precision agriculture solutions by 2030. So it's part of our commitments. So that's already something that is on our side, a commitment to have that kind of investment to make sure that innovation gets to the farm. The other thing is also information. So making sure that farmers are informed about this innovation, about the new technologies, about precision farming, about digital also, because there are more and more digital tools. So it's a combination of investment and a combination of information training that needs to happen. And this is what we are putting on the table for the new generation of farmers, but also like all farmers.
So the future of farming will be increasingly technological. Do you agree?
Absolutely, yes. And it has to be because technology helps farmers actually be more efficient. They need to save a lot on the use of the land, the use of water, the use also of inputs, whether we're talking about crop protection products, but also fertilizers, for example. So technology will help farmers be more efficient and also be more productive and get an income out of their activity. So technology, yes, will definitely be more and more present in farms.
But technology alone won't solve everything because we still need people willing to run those farms. The European Commission recently launched a strategy to double the number of young farmers by 2040. In your opinion, what are the main obstacles still preventing generation renewal in Europe agriculture?
I think that there is a social perception that farming lacks perspective, prospects, and purpose. People have this feeling, this vision about farming which is true. It's a very difficult job. Very difficult job. You wake up very early every day. You have no holidays. You are dedicating your life basically to the farm. We see a lot of issues that are related to mental health among farmers. And that is something that is not necessarily attractive. So if you combine the difficulty, like sort of the fact that it's a difficult job, with the also lack of prospects, or basically with the feeling that you will not be able to get a living out of your activity, that is not very helpful for the renewal of the generation. There is also another aspect in terms of policies that need basically to give better access to land. In the conversations I have with young farmers, that's the problem number one: access to land, going to banks, getting the money to be able to buy a piece of land and to be able to have an activity. this is something that actually should be the focus on. And I see that it's going into the right direction for young farmers. So that will be one of the solutions to the problem. There is also like some predictability that needs to happen, where we need to be able to show young farmers that we have their back, so to speak, so that not only that we give access to the land, but we also give them access to the tools so that they do their job, so that they are profitable and they are also improving the way they do the farming and evolving all the time. So that's something that is in terms of policies that combines the policies need to combine access to land, access to innovation, so that people can live out of their job, which is basically something that all of us want, and why farmers should be left behind.
So this is a very big problem that people maybe are not understanding, right? Because in Europe that that wants to be more independent, not having people to work in agriculture is a big problem.
It's a problem, and it depends also on the future that we want for Europe. Do we want to be competitive? Do we want to be self-sufficient, or do we want to be completely dependent on the outside world? So there is a dimension here that needs to be taken into account. We are used to have food every day. So we are a bit of like spoiled kids, because we have access to food every day. And sometimes we do forget actually where the food is coming from. And I think that farmers are the ones that are producing the food that are on the plate every day. And we need to take this into account. And we need to make sure that they have the tools to be competitive, that they have the tools also to do the job. So it's a combination of several things. We cannot ignore that we are part of a global exchange, so to speak. Like, there is trade with a lot of countries, but we can also not forget about the farmers that are in Europe. So it's a question of finding the right balance between making sure that our farmers in Europe have access to everything they need to do their job, to be competitive with the outside world, so that they continue producing the food, and so that we continue actually eating the food. There is also so much behind this that people actually should take into account. People should also consider that there is a possibility to make a living out of it. And I think there are some perceptions that need to be changed as well.
Yeah, that was my question, because many of young farmers see agriculture as an unattractive or financially uncertainty sector. What policies do you consider essential to change these perceptions?
Overall, policies have to be predictable. I mean, they have to ensure predictability. A farmer organizes its campaign every year. So it will determine basically what to grow, how to grow it, what are the things, what are the challenges that he or she is going to face. And there is need to have predictability. That's why access to innovation, access to tools is so fundamental. They need to be able to say and think, okay, so I'm preparing this. I know that I will be able to rely on the following tools to do my job. And so predictability is probably like the most important thing. Making sure so that there is a clear understanding that they can make a living out of it. Predictability is also part of it, because if they can, there are things that they cannot predict. Weather sometimes can become sort of tougher and so on. So there are things that they can predict, and but it's something that also is part of the job. So the more they can predict, the more we can have deliver technology and deliver innovation to them, the better they will be able to do their job.
Mm-hmm. So now let's talk a little bit about this Congress, this 11th edition. Why did CropLife Europe decide to support it?
I have to say that I'm very proud of this collaboration, because we've been supporting actually the Congress since day one, and I hope we'll be able to continue that. It's very simple. Young farmers are the future. And when you look at all this energy that is in the room, all the ideas that are there, I have to say that it's my favorite event of the year. I mean, I'm not going to make a lot of people happy here, but the Congress is a very special event, and and since I joined CropLife Europe, I'm always looking forward to the Congress. So we
We are
are
almost there.
yeah, we're almost there. We are contributing to it because we're talking about the future. We're talking about the future of farming. We're talking about a generation that is devoting its life to farming, which is an important sector. And again, for us, that's a motivation and a fantastic event to sponsor.
Mhm. So, in this year's Congress takes place under the theme "Towards a Prosperous Future for Farming in Europe." You already talk about the contributions that CropLife Europe wants to bring to this debate, but what commitments would you like to see from European policymakers following the event?
Um, I think I would say, outcome-based policies, um, policies that also will be science-based, but will also foster innovation, give access to innovation and quick access to innovation. So, because again, you cannot be sustainable if you are not prosperous. So that is, and that's why I was saying, prosperity, sustainability, and productivity can go hand in hand, and they must go hand in hand. So I think policies should be outcome based. They should be science based, of course. They should be pushing for access to innovation, quick access to innovation, and they should also show to young farmers that they can get a living out of their activity.
Mhm. And any message that you would like to leave to those that want to start in this profession?
I will start by saying that you are entrepreneurs. You are the leaders of a resilient, tech-enabled, and also nature-positive agriculture. You are a fundamental piece of the entire system. You put the food on our plates. So um, this is your role, your activity is fundamental for Europeans. Um, when I go to the Congress, I see, all this energy, all the creativity, and all the commitment of these young farmers coming up with new ideas, new things, combining actually the future, but also the history, the local history that they have. That gives us so much motivation. That gives me so much motivation to continue. I mean, I'm coming from a small. My parents are coming from a small village in Portugal, and I've seen the evolution of agriculture over the years when I was a kid, and what I see also today. So young farmers are the future. They are the leaders of the modern agriculture, and I can only encourage them to go for it.
Olivia, thank you for your time and to share your perspective. Before we finish, I would like to do some quick questions to get to know you a little bit better. This or that, no explanation needed. So, Olivia, what do you prefer, meat or fish?
Meat,
Red or white wine?
red,
Espresso at the airport or a glass of wine after work?
the glass of wine,
Beach holiday or mountain escape?
beach 100%,
Home cooked dinner or a restaurant in Brussels?
home cooked,
Being right or being convincing?
being convincing.
Thank you, Olivier. It was a pleasure to have you here. And thank you for listening. Don't forget that the Congress takes place on the 19th of November. You can follow all the updates on social media and you can register if you'd like to attend. Have a great day. See you soon.